Okay, sorry, let me move my cord. It's hanging down right in front of my cord. Hi, everybody. We are going to get started in just a minute. We're finishing a couple technical details with get set up, and then we're going to get going here. Okay. All right. So it's streaming. So we have a lot more, not a lot, but several more people signed up. So I think we're just going to wait a couple of minutes before we do get started. I'll just tell you that I'm Wendy. I'm your Get Set Up guide today to teach you your iPad class. Does everybody know where the reaction button is at the bottom of your Zoom screen? If you can find that, or just give me a thumbs up that you have you ever taken my iPad class before? Give me a thumbs up if it's yes. Okay. Are you comfortable on the iPad? Give me a thumbs up if it's a yes. Pretty comfortable? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get more comfortable. So the honest truth about this class is that I teach this class at least once a week. And I have all different kinds of learners. So the reality is that I like to do sort of a general overview first. If there's anything you really want to know, please let me know. Put it either in the chat room or give me in your reactions down there. You can raise your hand. So I just would love to be able to answer your questions. If I need this light, if I can. So generally, the way I teach as well is that I talk for a while and then I stop and I make sure that what I've said, you've learned. Because it's really important to me that if I'm going to spend my time and you're going to spend your time, that you get something out of this. I don't want to talk at you. I want to learn with you. So so I don't know if you're taking this class on your iPad. If you are, you could still do everything I'm asking you to do. If you're not, and you're taking it on a computer or something else, that's even better. You can play around. So I think what I'm going to do is just share one screen with you. And then we'll get started in a minute. Okay. So let's share this screen. This is our iPad screen. Okay. I don't know why where everybody else is. Let's see where our class is. We have like a lot of people in this class. I don't know where they all are. I think I'll wait one more second. Oh, okay. All right. Well, for those of you that are here, we're going to get started. And for those of you that are not here, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's just see if I can make this a little bit bigger. All right, guys. Okay. So you've decided to take this class at Get Set Up, which is super fun. And we, as you know, we are an organization that teaches, I call them experienced adults because I don't think the word senior is really appropriate. We teach experienced adults from experienced adults, new tasks, new techniques, tools, all kinds of things, anything you want to learn. You hopefully can learn at Get Set Up. And if there's something that we don't offer, please let us know. We are an organization that we don't get any kickbacks back from anything. I'm not selling anything today. You all have your iPad or will have an iPad. That's probably why you're taking this class. Just want you to have fun. I want you to be very, very mindful that I only have fun if you're having fun and if I teach you something. So that is really, really, really my goal. I'm sorry the screen has a bunch of my stuff on it there, but all right. So we're going to move not quickly, but carefully through the iPad. Just a little bit about me. I'm from Colorado. You might be able to see in my background, I'm actually at my house in the mountains, and it is 55 degrees today, and I was skiing. Clearly behind me, there's not a lot of snow, but I was skiing 5 minutes from where this is at, and it was a beautiful day. I'm a former pediatric PA, and I practiced in a suburban pediatric practice. I also taught in the PA program. Then I went to work for Apple because I have this bent for technology, took all their secrets and launched my own company, teaching older adults technology in privately and in groups. I teach a lot of things that get set up. I teach health, wellness, technology, some apps. I teach all kinds of different things. And if there's something you would like that we are not teaching, please, please, please let us know. Okay? All right. So the way that I like to, well, I'll just go over this quick. We don't need this. Okay. The way I like to start is just by telling you what we hope to get through. And if we get through all of it and we have time, we'll get through more. It is important to me that you understand all the buttons on the outside of the iPad because they are really important to controlling it. We're going to learn a little bit of Apple terminology. Like any new industry, it has its own technology, it has its own terminology. I think it's really important that you know some of it so that when I speak, that you understand it. If you don't, please let me know. I don't want to speak over you, and I don't mind answering the same question 500 times. I'm used to it. Your Apple ID and password is really your ticket to enjoying your iPad. If you don't have it and you don't know it, I will be sending after this class some notes, and I will put in there the support number for Apple. They love to answer this question and help you find it because it's really the only way to download and have fun. We'll learn a little bit about apps. We'll learn how to move apps, which are icons on your screen, around. And we'll go into the settings, which is sort of the brain center of the iPad, and learn how to make some changes there. Okay? So we're going to get started. And I'm just going to briefly go through this slide so that you understand where everything is. Down here, number 1 is your home button. It's a really important button for you to know. Depending upon if you have your screen vertical or horizontal, it doesn't matter. The home button lives right above your charging port. Your charging port is on the outside of your iPad, and it's where you plug your iPad in to be charged. Right above that, like I said, is your home button. The reason it's so important is because it takes us back to this screen. It takes us back to, this screen that's such an important screen. Number 3, you don't need to do anything. Whoa, we don't want to go there or there. We just want to stay right here. Number 3 are your speakers. Just make sure they're not covered when you're trying to talk, and you'll be fine. Number 4 is your on and off button. It's also your sleep wake button. Your iPad is set to sleep after a certain amount of time of being idle or quiet or no activity. I will show you where that is at in your settings. Mine is on to never go to sleep because I don't want it to go to sleep while I'm teaching this class. But what's important to know about that is that button on the top of your iPad, top right. If you touch it for more than you hold it down for about 3 or 4 seconds, you'll see another screen come up that says power off. That turns the iPad off. It's a reboot. It's a restart. Anytime you use that button for those purposes, it powers it off. If you come upon your iPad and you want to wake it up and you don't, there's a couple different ways. You just tap it, it will wake up. The reason we want our iPad to go to sleep when we're not using it is for battery power. Okay, these iPads, at least mine, I don't know, mine's old, I think, but they just literally don't hold a charge for very long, especially if you're doing any work with photos or larger applications. 5 and 6 are your volume buttons. They live on you take your hand, you go around the iPad, they're on the side. Anything that a sound is coming from, whether you're on an app, whether you're listening to music, whatever you're doing, sorry, gosh darn it, why does this does this to me sometimes? Sorry. Okay. Jay, you signed in. Okay.
Cannot hear you. Hello? Are we muted? I mean, you're muted. Hello.
Can't hear.
Um,
I think there's like internet issues with Wendy's side. So I'll go ahead and try to reach on her.
sorry.
I think she's testing us about the sleep button on our iPads.
Yeah, but it shouldn't do that way. Let's just wait for her in a couple of minutes. I'm sure she'll be back in this test in a couple of minutes. I'll go ahead and send her a message outside Zoom so that we could notify her, okay?
Yep. Is anybody from the Detroit area other than me? I heard the word possible SNOW on Thursday. Patty, are you from Detroit?
Toledo.
No.
And I'm from Battle Creek.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Did you hear the word snow too?
Oh, that's in Michigan.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
I'm not looking forward to that.
So am I still muted?
Who's speaking?
Okay, well, this is my first time on Zoom, so I'm totally lost.
Are you Patty? Patty? Can you hear me? There's Wendy.
Yes,
In the bottom left corner of your screen, there's
could
a
you
little
hear me?
Yes.
In the bottom left, what?
I can't hear Wendy Miller.
It's like a microphone and it says mute. If you click on that, we can all hear you.
Wendy, you're in mute.
I can't hear Wendy Miller. She's
Yeah.
talking.
See if I can get to share my iPad. If not, I might have to have somebody from Zoom help me out, do a couple things here, but let's see what we can do here. So sorry, guys. Let's see. Lester,
Yes.
don't know why, I'm not seeing the option to share my screen, I'm on my iPad. And I know we're recording this, but I am not seeing an option to share my screen on Zoom. And it's not good.
One second.
Okay, well,
I see everyone
How about-
else has
how
those
about-
little
how
microphones
about
you're
now?
talking
Can you
about.
try doing it now?
I don't know what's going on. Having a little technical difficulty here.
But do you see the option for sharing screen on your iPad?
Wendy,
I'm sorry,
this-
what, babe?
Do you see the share screen button on your iPad?
I don't, there's not a screen share on my iPad there. I mean, I'm not seeing a button. Believe me, I know how
I
to do
can
it. I do
hear
it all
you.
the
Can you-
time.
I see.
Oh, here we go. Okay, share content. We're going to just share the screen. Here we go. Let's try it. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, you guys.
Hey, there you're coming.
Okay, so you can probably see my screen, I hope. You can see my entire screen. Michael, are you able to see, or Lester, are you able to see everything
Yep, everything's
on
good.
my iPad? Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
All right. I can't see you guys because I only have my iPad. So we're just gonna go through this and we are going to hope that things go fine. So the basic things that I want to teach you today to start with are, I'd like to introduce you to the front page of your iPad. The front page of your iPad is the page that we are on right now, okay? This page, you can see my little screen. This is called your front page, and on it lives all the apps that you use frequently, okay? If you have opened an app and you have been using it, it will show up down here in your dock. This is your dock, all right? These are all the apps that you use a lot. These apps live in what's called your dock. Michael, is everything going okay? Okay. So in your dock, like I said, are these applications we frequently use. Now, in order to move an application that we frequently use down to the dock, you're going to hold on to the application until it starts. Watch, I'm going to hold on to Safari, and then it's going to come up and it's going to say, give me these options. I'm going to go to edit home screen. Okay. When I go to edit home screen, everything starts wiggling. When things start wiggling, that means that there's an action that can be done with that icon, with that application. So Safari, you see all these wiggling. I'm going to hold it down with my finger. Remember, your finger is your cursor, and I'm going to drag it into the dock. I'm then going to tap on the home screen, and it's going to stop the wiggle. Somebody has their, I'm sorry to be kind of a pain, but somebody's got their something on in the background, and I can try it. Okay. So that is really important to know how to move your applications, okay? Because if you need to move them around, which we absolutely always do, you must know how to do it. All right, so now that we have learned how to do that, I want you guys to practice. I want you to take your finger and I want you to hold it on an application, and I want you to move it into the home screen. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so now you're hopefully still seeing my iPad screen. Yes, yes. Okay. Are you seeing my iPad screen, everybody? Good, okay. Little technical difficulties up here, and I'm so sorry. So you've taken your finger, which is your pointer. I needed to say that at the beginning. Your finger is your pointer, it's your cursor. And it works the same way in that once you tap on something, a tap will open it. Holding it down and dragging it is the drag and drop feature, and scrolling is another feature. So you have just practiced for me, I believe, how to hold down the app until you see some options come up. And you're going to go to edit home screen. And that's how you move that application around. You can move it to your dock. You can move it off of your front page. You can make a folder out of it. We will do some things with it. But that is really important to know, how to use your applications. Okay. All right. Now, I'd like everyone to find the settings on their iPad. The settings is this gray, let's see if I can highlight it a little bit better. It's this gray application right there. It says settings under it. I'd like you to tap it, okay? When you tap that, you are going to see this screen come up. And this screen is your control center. It's like the brain of your computer. It allows you to make changes. It allows you to look at information about your computer. And it allows you to really, really dig in deeper so that you can make changes. So what I want you to look at is really important. At the top, it says Wendy Miller, Apple ID, iCloud. I'm going to touch that. And what's really important about this is that you are able to see your iPad your Apple ID underneath your name. Okay. So underneath your name, underneath my name right here, is my Apple ID. It is crucial to have your Apple ID and password entered into your iPad before you can download any applications, okay? So I'm going to go through this briefly, and then at the end of the class, when I send my notes, I will send a phone number for Apple support. If you don't know your Apple ID, you don't remember your password, they can help you reset it. I do have a plea for you. My plea is that please, 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 please don't let them give you another Apple ID. Apple sometimes likes to give you an Apple ID if you're having trouble. Try your best, try your hardest to not get another one. It's like having two social security numbers, and it's really, really, really confusing. Resetting your password is okay. Okay, so I am going to touch where it says name, phone numbers, and email, okay? I'm gonna click on that. And you'll see this little guy over here spinning, right? And it has asked me to enter my Apple ID password. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna push okay. So this will bring up this screen. And what's important about this screen is that you will see like where you are reachable in terms of phone numbers or emails. And that's more for like FaceTime and those kinds of things. That's all I wanted to show you. I'm then going to go back up here and see this arrow, guys, that I'm highlighting. That arrow to the left is something that's on almost every page of a page that you pull up on Apple that has a page to go back to. So if I touch that arrow, it brings me back. Now, this is important, payment and shipping. Even if apps are free, Apple looks at them as a purchased something, okay? You must have a credit card payment in there that is the right credentials, the right numbers, obviously the credit card number, and then the expiration date and the CVA. So if that is not properly entered, or if it's been a while, they ask you to remove it. I mean, they ask you to re-enter it. If you go to get a free application and this information is not in there, it will boot you back. So my advice is to check this out first, and then we'll go back to where we're going to look at applications. But it's really important. That's why you have to have your Apple ID and password, because I wasn't able to get to this page without entering my password for my Apple ID. Your Apple ID, guys, is always an email address, and it is probably an email address you set up a long time ago that you don't even remember doing, but it's normally your email address. It's not like it's, you know, this crazy email address. It's your email address. Okay. Again, I'm going to go up here to this little arrow, and I'm going to click back. Just wanted to show you guys that. All right.
I have a
Go.
question.
Yes.
My email address ends in Hotmail,
No worries.
but the Hotmail has been discontinued and I can't get anything on my computer or anywhere using Hotmail. How do I change my email address for Apple?
Okay, so a couple things, Jay. Even though your Hotmail address is no longer working, is that email address you used when you set your iPad up?
It is.
Okay, you don't have to have an active email. You just have to have an address. When you call app, do you remember your password?
I do.
So I would like you to try what we just did and see if it works. You don't have to have a working email. It can be something like that like went away, Hotmail went away.
Right.
Try it for me while we're doing this and see if it works.
Okay. Actually, I have my password upstairs. So,
Okay, that's okay. But
Okay.
if you have a problem, this would be an opportunity to reset your Apple ID. But I don't think you will. Apple IDs they don't care that it's a working email. It just care that it was something you signed up with. Okay. So give it your best effort, even using that email address, even though it's not an active one anymore.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Now, in this row right here of settings, there's a couple of pieces of information that I think are important in this class that is a beginner class. And if I scroll, so scrolling is moving, I'm not dragging and dropping, I'm scrolling. I'm taking my finger and I'm scrolling up. So you'll see this move, okay? What I want you to see on here that is important is accessibility. If I push accessibility, what I like about this for you guys to know are a couple of things. On the right side, you will see something that says display and text size. I am going to touch that arrow. Now I have bold text on. If I turn it off, can you see how things get a little lighter? It's just like a font on anything else. Why not keep it bold for us? Our eyes need as much help as they can get. Additionally, a couple other things. The contrast, I don't keep my contrast on, but if you do, if you have your contrast on, it will allow you to have a little bit more contrast between your, like what is on the iPad if you're on a certain app. So I'll keep it on, it's fine. And then what else did I want to show you? I wanted to show you larger text. Sorry, that was up under bold text. If I click that and I make sure that my larger text is green, and I take my finger, which is my mouse, right, my cursor, and I move this to the right like that, it makes things bigger, right? And if I go down, it makes them smaller. That gives me enough so I can still see things on the screen. If you make it too big, you can't see very much on the screen. Okay, and then again, to get back, I'm going to click this arrow and it's going to take me back. If I click it again, it's going to take me back. Now this is a place.
I don't see the arrow.
Okay, where are you? Tell me what you see on your iPad.
I just went to larger accessibility size as I click that.
Okay, and you don't see a little arrow?
I do not. Oh, I see one where, at the top.
On the top, to the
Availability.
left. Yes, to the left of accessibility, right there.
Oh, okay. That arrow.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, now this is a good opportunity for us to learn about how important that home button is. So say I'm here and I don't want to just keep pushing back, because this is all I'm going to show you right now on the settings. If you tap your home button, it will bring you back to this screen. Okay. So it brings you back to your home screen. This is your home screen. I will tell you the way I use my home screen. I view my home screen as what is in the top drawer of my desk. It's close. I like it. I don't want it out all the time. I view my dock as what is on my desk. So I have my notepad and I have a couple of browsers. I have my application store, my messages, and my mail. Okay. So that is kind of the way to look at things on your iPad in terms of dock. It's the same on an iMac. It's the same on an iPhone, things that you use frequently. Okay. Now, how many of you have ever gone to the App Store? Everybody has or has not? Okay.
Yes.
And have you downloaded an app before? Yep.
Yes.
Somebody, Michael, can you mute everybody? So we're going to go to the App Store. Oh, did you have a question? Okay.
I'm still seeing your screen that says display text sizes.
My screen says display text sizes.
Yes.
Oh, seriously? Okay. What happened with my Zoom? What's going on with my Zoom? That's not.
My audio is cutting out a lot.
That's so weird. Okay, are you seeing my home screen now? Whoever's got their are you seeing my home screen now?
Yes.
I don't know what happened. Okay. Someone, if everybody could just mute, we're getting a lot of background noise.
Yes,
Okay.
you're breaking up.
I'm breaking up, huh? It's not good for the guy to be breaking up. Not good at all. Okay, maybe I'm not going to break up now. Am I okay now?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
what we're going to do is go to the App Store. So my App Store, as I told you a minute ago, is living down here. It's in my dock because I use it a lot. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to just go back here so I can actually get my perfect. Okay. So, all right. So on your App Store, guys, there are several buttons that you can push. You can push Today, Games, Apps, Arcade, and Search. When you're on Today, that just gives you some frequent, most used in the last 24 hours from Apple, what they think is important. So like up here on Great Apps for iPad, if I touch that, it's going to give me some ideas of some great apps. Disney, Amazon Prime, all these things. Okay, I'm going to go back. If I go into apps, which is down here, guys, right there. Yeah. It shows me apps that are in, I could not tell you the order that they're in other than if I have downloaded them before, but they give you apps if you're new to iPad. They give you apps that are free, top free apps. They give you apps that are for kids, and they give you popular apps, and then they give you down at the bottom, it says top paid apps. Now, I'm going to go back to top free apps. Okay. I want to show you the different options in the App Store of what things look like. So there is this little cloud, and that means that I have opened that before. I've gone to the library, checked out the book, brought it home, and that is now mine. Is the sound okay now, guys? Yeah,
We still
Okay.
have
Yes.
feedback.
okay. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
Now, there's some other things, updates. So I've got that app. I've got YouTube on my iPad, but there's an update. But I want to go down to something that says get. So I'm going to go to, I want to go to a free app because I don't want to pay and I want to talk to you guys more about that. I'm going to go to see all. And I'm going to see if I can get one. Okay, weather. Perfect. So see this weather app. So get. Underneath it, it says in-app purchase. So what that means is that I can download it for free, but I can't really do much with it. I'm going to need a subscription. But I wanted you to see the word get because I'm going to tap on it and it's going to ask me if I'd like to install it. And I'm going to say, I'm going to click on it so it says yes, okay? Now, it's going to go around and around in this circle, and it's going to install this by moving a blue line around the circle to show me that it's downloading. Now, I am clearly having some internet issues, and I'm not going to take the time for that to download completely. But when it's done downloading, it will say open, and I will click open. I just don't, because I can see that I'm having some issues here. I don't really want to take your time and wait. So again, that's how you get the app. If it says in-app purchase, that is
Wendy?
an app. Yeah. Somebody have a question?
Excuse me, the little cloud with the arrow. Yes, the little cloud with the arrow.
Yep.
If you just push on that, won't that download it?
If you have downloaded
Click on the
it
calculator
before,
above the weather.
yes.
If you
I
were to
see
just
where
click on that.
I think I see now, guys, where the sound problem is coming from. I'm so sorry. I think I totally understand this now. I think what I'm going to do is turn this off. Okay. So yes, because I have downloaded these before. So if I go to Pinterest and bring it down, it means that I've gone to the bookstore or I've gone to the library, I've checked it out, and I have now, it is now, I want it for me. Okay. So I have done that before, and that's why I have the cloud. Okay. So weather now says open. All right. So I'll go to open. It's going to bring up the application, but as you can see, it says 3 days free and then $9.99 a month. Be really careful when things say how much they are. Be aware, $9.99 a month, not $9.99 for the app for the year. Be really careful. If you make a mistake and you accidentally buy an app that you didn't mean to, you have about 48 hours to call Apple and tell them you made a mistake. Okay. So I'm going to click my home button because I don't want to be there anymore, but I'm going to go back to my app store so I can just show you. So we have the cloud, which means you've opened it before, but you've put it back, and I'll show you to do that. We have update, which is an update to an app you have. We have open, which is once it's installed, and we have get, that's the first step, that's getting it. Okay? So I'm going to now hit my home button, and I'm now back on my home screen. Hooray. Okay. If you download a lot of apps, your iPad will start to use up its storage. However, as you can see, I have a lot of apps and I still have a ton of storage. The only time that the iPad uses up a lot of storage is if you keep a lot of things like books or movies or things like that. Okay, those are the kinds of things that really take up the space on your iPad. I think there's a class. I don't know if there's a class on Kindle or Audible. There should be if there's not. But those classes show you very carefully how to download and be safe about downloading too much information. What it does is it bogs down the computer, and it really, or the iPad makes it go very slow. So that's why the cloud is important, because you can bring things down read them, view them, watch them, and then put them back up. Okay, so I am a pretty organized person. And when I say that, I don't like to have a messy screen. So when I say I don't want to have a messy screen, to me, that means I don't like my iPad to be jumbled with a lot of stuff. Okay, I am actually going to see if I can do something to make this sound better. So I like to put things in folders. And the way you put things in folders is you take your cursor, your one finger, and you hold it over an application and you drag it to a like-minded application. So as you can see, I have Solitaire and I have Uno on here, right? Uno and Solitaire. But I want to make a folder that says games. Just like you have in your own filing cabinet, you have by alphabet, say G. So I'd have games, a folder for games. And in my games folder under G, I would have, you know, the instructions for multiple games or the receipt or whatever. So the way to do this is you take your finger, your scrolling finger again, you're going to hold it down over one app, go to edit home screen so it starts to wiggle. Remember, wiggle means movement. Okay? And I'm going to drag it over and drop it right. This is the drop part of drag and drop. Okay? This is the part of that.
Uh-oh, she's gone.
Did somebody ask something? Did somebody have a question? Okay, so now I'm going to push my home button. Things stop wiggling. I'm going to tap on my newly made folder called card games. If I don't want it to say card games, maybe I have multiple games. Maybe I like to have games by genre, or I like to have games by if they're board games or they're card games. This is just if you want to organize things into folders. I'm going to take my finger, hold down card games until it gets gray. I'm then going to touch the X at the top, and then my keyboard comes up. When my keyboard comes up, that means that I have the opportunity to write something. So I'm going to just write, for me, I'm going to write fun games. I'm just saying this. Apple will come up with its own word depending upon what you put in the folder. I just put fun games. I'm going to tap on the screen, anywhere in the screen, and then tap again. And it has changed the name now to Fun Games, and it has put things in a folder. I would like all of you to try and put things in a folder. Can you do that?
But I'll lose you.
Oh, you won't lose me. You're just going to hold on to the application. You might lose me for a minute. This is true, but you won't really lose me. You can click on your home button and then you come back to Zoom. But if you don't want to do it now, I totally understand. If you can ever take this class and not be on your iPad and be on another device and have your iPad next to you or close to you, that is really one of the best things to do, because that allows you to work on your iPad. I don't know why that's wiggling, while I am teaching it to you. But does anybody have any questions about what I just did? I'd like to make sure that you are comfortable touching your iPad and knowing what to do with it. Sandy has a question. Sandy, did you have a question?
No, I just
If you
responded
do,
that
you're more than
I
welcome
have
to.
already
You have to
done this and
unmute
completed
yourself,
that.
and then if you unmute yourself, you can. I don't know what Sandy had to say.
No, I said
Okay.
I have already followed those instructions and
Oh,
completed that.
perfect! Yay! Good. Okay, so I'm feeling like you guys are doing really well on your iPad. You're really understanding things, and most important thing to understand about the iPad is that you can't launch a nuclear bomb from it. You can't do anything. It's really hard to even delete things, believe it or not. Just play with it, guys. Have fun. Be aware that it's a device that you're supposed to have fun on. Okay, the reason that Apple developed the iPad was to make a portable computer at your service. So it's bigger than the iPhone, smaller than the computer, but has a lot of the functions of the computer and all the functions minus phone calls of the iPhone.
Is
So
it too
what-
late to ask the question now or late?
I am absolutely taking questions now, but I've got to tell you that I must try. Give me 1 minute. I got to try to figure out my sound a little bit better because I am not hearing you guys very well. Let me just try to.
And I do make phone calls from my iPad and
You
receive.
do? Cool.
Yes, I do.
That's fabulous. I'm very jealous. That is really, really, really awesome. Okay, I'm just going to go back. All right, tell me your questions, please, please, please.
I got the two kinds of weather, and they're sitting in a pair, and I didn't know how to call up the keyboard to get them in a file.
Okay, let's go through this again. To get them in a file, you actually don't call them up on the keyboard. You drop one application on top of another. So for example, I am going to put camera and photos together, right? I have my
Yeah.
camera over here and I have my photos over here. So I'm going to tap on my photos until I see this screen, edit home screen. Then everything starts to wiggle. When it wiggles, that means you can do an action. I'm going to drag, this is the drag and drop feature of your little finger, okay? I'm going to drag photos on top of camera. It now has created a folder that Apple has decided should be called photography. If I stop the home button and I tap on that folder, you will see the name photography at the top, right? So that's how you do it. Now, what you were wondering about possibly was how to change that name. If you
Okay.
don't like, everybody with me? Oh, you've already done that. And you've changed the name. Sandy,
Yeah.
did you still have that question?
No, I got the name Weather from Apple.
Good. Okay. But for everybody else's sake, if you don't want that name photography, take your finger, hold on to the word photography, and then the little X right next to it gets rid of the name, brings up a blank screen and your keyboard. And now you can write, I'll just put like photos folder. Photos folder. Hit my home button, hit my home button again. And now I've got my photos folder.
Okay, thank you.
We have learned a lot today. How's everybody feeling? Good. I want to know if there's any questions from you guys that you would like to answer. I teach this particular class, this beginner class, a couple times a week, and I have added an intermediate class that's going to start maybe this week,
Tomorrow.
maybe next week. But I'm not sure if you've only taken this class that you're quite ready for the intermediate. Take another one of my beginner classes maybe, and then you can take the intermediate. The intermediate class, we move a little quicker and we learn a lot about different apps and things to do with them. Okay. I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want you to feel comfortable. But another thing to practice is just moving your apps around. So with that cursor finger of yours, I'm going to hold down this home button. I'm going to hold it down. And when I hold it down, it's going to start to wiggle it's going to give me that edit home screen. Wiggle, wiggle. I'm going to take my finger and slide that app. This is the drag and drop. I'm going to drag it to the other side of my screen and it goes to the next page. Then I'm going to hit that home button again and it stops wiggling. Now this is interesting. Since you and I have been together today, my photos folder now has a number 1 on it. I don't know what that. I'm going to go there. That's because I have a new photo. I have a bunch of shared albums, and that is letting me know that I have a new photo. Apple will always put a number next to something. If you have an update, it will put a number next to it. If you have like shared albums or something, it will put a number next to it. That's kind of how Apple likes to let you know that there's something going on. Okay. Now, if you guys will let me, I'm going to show you something a little more advanced, but it's really cool. And I want you to practice this week. Besides practicing all the things that I taught you here. At the top of your screen, if you're holding it horizontal, it's on the top right. If you're holding it vertical, it's still on the top right. The part of the iPad that does not have all the like icons in it, that's black or that's white, and take your finger and you're going to slide down and you're going to see something like this come up. This is another way to access a lot of things that are on your settings app. But what I like about this is it's got a lot of fun, easy things. A lot of people have a hard time finding this. I'm going to put it back. Take that finger from the, and this is a drag, guys. This is a drag and wait till it opens, move. You're going to take your finger at the top of the iPad, not where your icons are, outside the blue part, either on the black or the white, and drag it down until, whoa, see, you can even get that, until you see this. What's fun about this is it just gives you a quick access to brightness. Remember how I showed you brightness, and to volume, so you can control volume. It's also got your timer app, which is the coolest app for Apple. It has so many things. It has a timer, it has an alarm, I don't have any set, but if I wanted to, it has a stopwatch, it has a world clock. And if I hit my home button, it comes back to home. So that's my little trick for the day. Besides practicing moving your apps around, I'd like you to practice pulling down and getting that control center from your iPad, so you don't have to go all the way to settings to sometimes change things, okay?
What does screen mirroring mean?
Oh, that's me. Don't worry about that. I'm doing that so that I can screen
No,
mirror.
I'm asking, what does screen mirroring mean?
Okay, so what it means is that if you wanted to watch something on your television from your iPad, say you wanted to watch something on your TV and you have Apple TV and you want to watch it, something on your iPad, on your TV, you would go to screen mirroring and it would mirror what is on your iPad to the TV. Right now, I am screen
Is that only if you
mirroring.
have Apple TV?
You have to have Apple TV.
Oh,
You have to have Apple TV in order to do this because it goes off of your iCloud ID and password. Guess that's how much we need that. So that's what screen mirroring is. It's a great question. Also, I'll just go through a couple of these before we end tonight, but the moon. So if I turn the moon on, then off, I could get notifications, I could get messages, I could get email, beeping or doing whatever it does. But if I touch the moon and I turned it off, that it's a do not disturb. Okay. So things that override the do not disturb are
Wendy,
your
I have a
alarms.
question.
Yeah, who's speaking? Who's talking?
Patty.
Hi, Patty.
Patty,
Hi.
hi. I see that up in the corner, it says recording and it's like flashing red. Is it actually recording this somewhere on my?
It's recording
On my
this
iPad?
particular class, but it's not recording you guys. It's recording my class. And so
So would I
that's why
be
you're
able to
seeing
play
it
it
on my
back?
screen. I'm sorry, what?
It's on her computer.
Would I be able to play it back, or is this is just on your
You
screen?
can call, I'm going to put in the notes. You'll be able to access a recording of this class. You're in the notes. I will have the link at Get Set Up, and you can write to them and email and tell them you'd like a recording of this class. The email is help@getsetup.io. I will put that in the notes. Okay. So before I leave you guys, I want to thank you for letting me share this opportunity to teach you a little bit about your iPad. I want to tell you that Get Set Up would love your input about classes you'd like to learn more about, classes you, if you have questions, anything like that, share with your friends, share with anyone. We're happy to help. We're here to make it fun, to make you use your things. And, you know, Jay, you had a question.
When we were back on the App Store, and you were talking about free apps, my iPad did not show free apps. How do I get into that?
Let me go back and I'll show you. Good questions. So if I go to the App Store, if you go, okay, so I'm in apps, which is down here, right? But if I go back up to this little guy and I go there, you should see different, I'm scrolling up and down. I have new to iPad. I have top free apps. Do you see it now?
No.
What are you, tell me what you're seeing.
Recently updated, wish list, Wendy's.
Are you in, down at the bottom of your screen? Are you in this little thing that says apps down here?
Hold on. I'm in the App Store.
It's the fourth row from the top.
Right.
Depends what you're on. It
It
might
says-
be the fourth row, it might be the third. It kind of
Mine
depends.
says updates, recently updated.
So you can go to the search bar too on the bottom right, and you can type in free apps
Oh, I can.
for iPad, and then it will bring up all your free apps.
Great. Thank you.
Did that help?
It did. It did.
Good. You know, depending upon what version of operating system you're on, how much you've updated, things may be different when I'm doing them. So please let me know that you're not able to do what I'm doing, because I absolutely want to make sure that on your iPad and the version that you're on, it's working.
It worked.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here. Have a great, where are we? It's only Monday. Oh my God. Have a great week. Come back. We're always going to learn things. And share with me anything you would like to learn. Like, I liked the class, but I want to learn more. So if you loved the class, you can give me 5 stars. No, it's not for me. This class is for you guys. I love feedback, but I love feedback that's very constructive. I like you to say, you know, I really like this class, but I would like to learn this. Or I think it would be more helpful if X, Y, Z. This is all about you guys. I am just here to facilitate your learning, and I want you to tell me what you want to learn and how you want to learn it, because there's different ways.
Is TikTok safe?
TikTok is safe.
It's safe?
TikTok's fun.
What is
TikTok
it?
will make you laugh.
What does it do?
TikTok is an application that shows like 30-second little videos of people doing silly things.
Oh,
It's totally safe. It's safe.
why were they questioning
It's
it
fun.
for China and all that?
Oh, that was the last administration was having some issues with TikTok. I've not heard any recent situations, but TikTok's safe.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for
Thanks for
being
your
here
help.
with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good class.
yeah, this is where we do most of our living. Of course, watching TV and playing with the dogs. They're beautiful. Yes, yes. I know he feels as he gets to also. Wow, okay, so this is your guest bedroom.
Guest bedrooms, it's called a curve because of the ceiling.
Beautiful ceiling. Is this, you look like a kitty hotel?
Yes.
How many animals do you have altogether? 5 dogs. Five, oh, yes, and 3 cats and birds. How many birds do you have? All right.
6 dogs and 1 canary.
Holy dogs do.
The rest of the roof features 2 more bedrooms and an immaculate master bedroom. And this house isn't any old tract home. Custom touches made this place unique. But is it too personal for potential home buyers?
1 for 1.
Dave and Nancy hit the road while we stashed the hidden cameras. And buyers uncensored.
It's not very welcoming. I know. It's where do we get there?
Yeah, just
There.
In this case, what they don't know may hurt them. It's time for the truth. David, we are about to go down.
Right. You don't look too happy about the situation.
You're already not to be happy, I think.